Hello and welcome back to ManVFilm. It's time for the Imprint announcements for November, and these are something special. I think they're pretty gobsmacking, to be honest. Let's just dive in and have a look at them. First up, we've got the After Dark Neo-noir Cinema Collection 2, numbers 178 to 183. It's out the 30th of November. I've got Neo-noir Cinema 1 sitting up there just waiting to be devoured. This one has 6 movies. It's got Blue Steel, Internal Affairs, Crimson Rivers, The Way of the Gun, The Yards, and Narc. This limited edition 7-disc hard box with 80-page booklet featuring essays from various film critics. Limited to 1,500 copies only. Wow. I've seen a good chunk of these movies, as opposed to the first one where I'd seen a couple. This I've seen most, but it's been a while ago for a lot of them. Like Blue Steel here. Rookie cop Megan Turner orders a burglar to drop his gun. He whirls to shoot, too late. Turner fires, killing him instantly. Because she doesn't know that someone's been watching. And when that someone lifts the assailant's gun from the crime scene, carves Turner's name into the bullets and uses them in a series of murder, Turner is drawn into a deadly game of wits with a psychopath who's always one step ahead and much closer than she thinks. Yeah, directed by Kathleen Bigelow, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Ron Silver, Clancy Brown, Elizabeth Pena, and Louise Fletcher. Wow! I won't go through all the extras here because they're on screen if you need to see them. That's a great movie. Absolutely love Blue Steel. Not seen it in years, so I'm really interested to get into that. Internal Affairs from 1990. Dennis Peck knows his way around the law. He can launder money, run a scam, fix a bad rap. He can even, for the right price, arrange a murder. Trust me, he says, I'm a cop. Richard Gere is Peck and Andy Garcia is Raymond Avila, the investigator determined to bring Peck into justice. In this supercharged police thriller, Peck isn't going down without a fight. Directed by Mike Figgis, starring Garcia, Gere, Laurie Metcalf, Nancy Travis. It's got a new interview with Mike Figgis. It's got a new interview with the screenwriter Henry Bean. New interview with composer Anthony Morelli. More features to be announced, and then some other just standard ones there. Another great movie. Been years since I've seen it. Looking to revisit it. This is the one that I haven't seen from this set, Crimson Rivers from 2000. When Commissioner Pierre Niemans, France's leading serial killer investigator, is called to investigate a grisly murder, he enters the world of secret lies and unthinkable horrors. The dead whose hand and eyes have been removed are clues to a terrible tradition the killer can no longer bear. Each murder means something more. Each victim a guilty conspirator in a grand immoral experiment. Filled with blood-chilling suspense, twisted turns, and breathtaking locations, this tense thriller has the style, action, and intelligence to keep you wondering what's really happening, right up until the shocking conclusion. Starring Jean Reno and Vincent Cassel. I think Vincent Cassel is just amazing. This should be good. I've heard great things about the film. It's got an audio commentary by Jean Reno and Vincent Cassel, isolated music score with optional commentary by the composer, the investigation documentary, the scalpel scene featurette with optional commentary, the making of a corpse featurette, the fight challenging filming featurette, nighttime filming featurette, the chase storyboard comparisons with optional commentary, filming in altitude featurette, White Rivers featurette, the Avalanche multi-angle featurette, archives from Thierry Flamand, production designer, image galleries trailer, and some more. Next up, we have the Christopher McQuarrie, written and directed by The Way of the Gun. I love this movie. It's fantastic. Longtime partners Parker and Longbow are hoping for a quick, non-violent payoff when they abduct Robin, a young woman carrying the child of a wealthy Southwestern couple. But kidnapping proves to be much more complicated logistically and psychologically when the other felonies they've committed. Parker is increasingly drawn to the mysterious Robin, whose imminent delivery date awakens strong feelings in him. Tensions rise between Parker and Longbow, a ruthless, decisive man who knows Parker's sentimental impulses could land him in big trouble. As the moment for the ransom exchange approaches, Parker and Longbow must battle well-armed opponents, but also their own conflicted emotions. Starring Ryan Phillippe, Benicio del Toro, Taye Diggs, James Caan, Juliette Lewis. It's great. If you haven't seen this one, it's a fantastic film. Audio commentary by Christopher McQuarrie and the composer Joe Kramer. Audio commentary by film historian Travis Woods. Audio commentary by composer Joe Kramer. Cast interviews, TV spot behind the scenes footage, storyboards and scripts of a deleted scene. Isolated music score, and even better, more features to be announced. That's a cracker of a movie. Next up, we've got The Yards. Released from prison after taking a fall for a group of his friends, Leo Handler just wants to get his life back on track. But when he takes a job with a powerfully influential Uncle Frank and reconnects with his own friend Willie, Leo finds himself unwittingly drawn into a world of sabotage, high-stakes payoffs, and even murder. Then he discovers a secret that makes him the target of this city's most ruthless family, his own. Directed by James Gray, starring Mark Wahlberg, Joaquin Phoenix, Charlize Theron, Faye Dunaway, Ellen Burstyn, and James Caan. Now, this has 2 discs with it. It has the theatrical version, which is a 1080p presentation, new interview with James Gray, new interview with Burstyn, new interview with production designer Kevin Thompson, more features to be announced. It's got an audio commentary by James Gray, a roundtable discussion with the cast, 8 deleted scenes, visualising the Yards featurette, behind the scenes featurette, original concept art, theatrical trailer. And then it's got disc 2 with more special features, and it has the director's cut, audio commentary by James Gray and filmmaker Steven Soderbergh, which should be pretty fantastic. The Yards is one that I've seen, I don't remember too much about, so I'm looking forward to kind of checking that one out again. The Neo-noir set is a fantastic must pick up. Lastly, we've got Joe Carnahan's Narc. Narc tells the story of a suspended undercover narcotics officer, Nick Tellis, who is reluctantly drawn back onto the force to find the truth behind the murder of a young police officer killed in the line of duty. He's teamed up with Henry Oak, the slain officer's partner, a rogue cop who will stop at nothing to avenge his friend's death. As Tellis and Oak unravel the case, the dark underbelly of the narcotics world reveals itself in surprising ways that are more twisted than either officer has ever seen before, and threatens to destroy them both. Directed by Joe Carnahan, starring Ray Liotta, Jason Patric, Chai McBride, Buster Rhymes, now there's quality, and John Ortiz. It's got more features to be announced, but it's got a commentary by Carnahan and editor Gilroy. The Narc Making the Deal featurette, Narc Shooting Up featurette, Narc The Visual Trip featurette, The Freakin' Connection featurette, cast interviews, Anatomy of a Scene featurette, and some more things. Narc's amazing. If you haven't seen it, it was Joe Carnahan's debut, I believe, his kind of calling card, and amazing performances from Patrick and Liotta just epitomised a cracking movie. That's the kind of set there. I'm super into that one. Look, you know, I've got box 1, volume 1 to check out. Box 2 just looks amazing. Next up, we've got, wow. Now, I just watched and reviewed the Jim Sheridan box set, and now we have the Roland Joffe box set. Numbers 184 to 187, covering 1984 to 1992. 4 visionary works from acclaimed director: The Killing Fields, The Mission, Fat Man and Little Boy, City of Joy, and 2002, Prisoners of Our Own History, the first 4 films of Roland Joffe, an intimate new feature-length documentary on the director. Wow. The Killing Fields, which I've not seen in years, is one of those movies that just destroys you. It's the story of journalist Sydney, who is New York Times journalist assigned to Cambodia and assisted in his efforts by a local representative, Dith Pran. When Phnom Phen, and I know I'm butchering that, but we'll continue anyway, falls to the Khmer Rouge 2 years later, Dith Pran helps Schamberg escape but must himself remain behind. When Rouge captures Phnom Phen in 1975, many thought the killing would end. Instead, it started a long nightmare in which 3 million Cambodians would die in the killing fields. Back in New York, Schamberg decides to draw up plans on how he might rescue his friend. I'm giggling because I can't get the titles out here or the name of the country. It's just a tongue twister. But man, I have faint recollections of seeing the killing fields once in the late 80s and it scarred me. I don't know if I'm looking forward to going back to it, but I'm curious. It's got an audio commentary by Roland Joffe. Exchanges of trust. Julian Sands remembers the killing fields. Violence and desperation. Chris Menges remembers the killing fields. Requiem for a ravaged land, scoring the killing fields. David Putnam on the film. Interview with Roland Joffe. Interview with Bruce Robinson. The making of the killing fields. Vintage interview with the main characters. Vintage interview with Sam Watterson and Hang Nyor. And it's got a bonus disc too, The Killing Fields of Dr. Hang S. Nyor. A feature-length documentary by Arthur Dong. This moving film explores the life and experiences of Dr. Hang Gore, who was forced into the brutal labour camps by the Khmer Rouge. Years later, he will recreate his experiences from the Killing Fields, which won him an Academy Award for his performance. That's a really good kind of bonus extra there. Like I said, not looking forward to checking that one out because I know the emotional ringer it's going to put me through, but it's been many years since I've seen it. Next up, The Mission. We have sweeping and visually resplendent. The Mission is a powerful action epic about a man of the sort, a man of the cloth, who unite to shield the South American tribe from brutal subjugation by 18th century colonial empires. It reunites the key talents behind the killing fields. It's the winner of the 1986 Cannes Film Festival Best Picture. It stars Robert De Niro, Jeremy Irons, Aidan Quinn, Liam Neeson. It's got an audio commentary by Joffe, The Making of the Mission, documentary from the BBC TV series Omnibus. On Earth as It Is in Heaven, Scoring the Mission, documentary short about the making of Ennio Morricone's score. Wow, that should be pretty interesting. Life's in the Balance, Chris Menges remembers the mission. Vintage interview with Jeremy Irons. Vintage interview with Joffe. Yeah. I know I've seen this one, but I can't remember a thing about it. Fat Man and Little Boy. In the remote desert of New Mexico, the Manhattan Project is materializing. The World War II effort to build the atomic bomb. Oscar winner Paul Newman stars as General Leslie Groves, the military man in charge of a massive project that will produce 2 weapons, Fat Man and Little Boy. Dwight Schultz as J. Robert Oppenheimer, the brilliant scientist attempting to bring this startling mission to fruition. Stars Paul Newman, Bonnie Bedelia, John Cusack, Laura Dern, Natasha Richardson. Great cast. I've never heard of this one. It's a complete unknown for me. Destroyer of Worlds. Dwight Schultz remembers Fat Man and Little Boy. An epic interview with Dwight Schultz. Madness and Suspicion. Scoring Fat Man and Little Boy documentary short about the making of Morricone's brilliant score. Yeah. Curious. I think I'm going to check out the trailer on that one, just see what it has to offer. Next up, City of Joy. In the best performance of his career, Patrick Swayze stars as Mac Lowe, a disillusioned surgeon who travels to India after a young patient dies on the operating table. But Lowe's determination to quit medicine is challenged when he meets a committed British nurse who runs a free clinic in Calcutta's most dangerous neighbourhood. And when her clinic and the livelihood of her neighbours is threatened by a brutal local godfather, Max teaches the impoverished Indians the strength of their own unity. Yeah, that one doesn't jump out at me. Sometimes you find like a diamond in the rough with these things, but maybe you've seen it, you can tell me a bit more about it. It's got a new featurette, The Worm Turns, Art Malik remembers City of Joy, interview with Joffe from 2018, India and cinema featurette, which could be interesting. It's got a bonus disc, Prisoners of Our Own History, the first 4 films of Joffe, an intimate, all-new feature-length documentary with the director, which should be pretty amazing. I love diving into the Jim Sheridan box set. A few movies I hadn't seen there. This is similar. I've seen Killing Field sticks with me. The Mission, I know I've seen. The other two I haven't, but if it's half as good as the Jim Sheridan box set, we're on to a winner. Next up, we have School Ties, number 188. After receiving a scholarship to an exclusive prep school, working-class teen David Green becomes a star athlete and wins the attention of beautiful debutante. But the ties of his newfound friendships are broken when a student reveals the secret David has tried to conceal. He is Jewish. Now David must make the most important stand of his life, one that will touch the lives of many and forever change the course of his future. It's got Brendan Fraser, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Chris O'Donnell. New audio commentary with the filmmaker, historian Jim Hemphill. More features to be announced. Again, this is another one that I know I saw, but I remember nothing about it whatsoever. So if you have any thoughts on the film, please let me know in the comment box below. Next up, we have, ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Stains. Connie Burns is a typical frustrated teenager living in a nowhere town until she catches punk band The Looters. Bewitched by the whole punk scene, she and her fledgling band The Stains join the tour and in no time at all become media magnets. The band forms a rabid following of young girls while Corinne begins a relationship with Looters singer Billy. As the Stains get bigger and bigger, however, Corinne's ambition gets the better of her. Yep, this is one I know nothing about at all. I've never even heard of this movie. It has an audio commentary by the director Lou Adler, new audio commentaries by Diane Lane and Laura Dern, new audio commentary with Lee Gambin and music journalist Alison Wolfe, video essay by Kat Ellinger, video essay by Sarah Marcus, new audio interview with Maureen Cantor, interview with Debbie Roshan, photo gallery, theatrical trailer, some other bits as well. Again, never heard of this one. Going to check out a trailer. I really have no opinion. Sounds interesting enough. I do like a lot of the kind of punk movies that I've seen recently, although this doesn't sound as chaotic as that. So, if you know anything, let me know in the comment box below. Next up is the absolute masterpiece that is City of God, number 190 in the Imprint range. Celebrated with worldwide acclaim, this powerful true story of crime and redemption has won numerous prestigious awards around the globe. The streets of the world's most notorious slum, Rio de Janeiro's City of God, are a place where combat photographers fear to tread. Police rarely go, and the residents, if they're lucky, live to the age of 20. In the midst of the oppressive crime and violence, frail and scared young boy will grow up to discover he can view the harsh realities of his surroundings with a different eye, the eye of an artist. In the face of impossible odds, his brave ambition to become a professional photographer becomes a window into his world and ultimately his way out. News from a personal war documentary, more features to be announced. If you haven't seen City of God, wow. It's fantastic. It's amazing. It won awards, is well regarded because it's just perfect. You're in for a treat with that one. And lastly this month, this mega month, is Distant Thunder, number 191 in the Imprint range. John Lithgow stars as self-exiled bush vet, and Ralph Macchio co-stars as the son he hasn't seen in 15 years. Their uneasy reunion accidentally sparks war-hunted violence, and father and son sharing a harrowing fight for survival that will either destroy or unify them forever. I love how they've just John Lithgow, Shrek, Footloose, as if that's the two movies that epitomise his career. I love that. It's new audio commentary by author David J. Moore. More features to be announced. And then so you've got all these titles and you've got the Imprint bundle. It's 14 movies and a couple of extra documentaries flung in there as well. It's a pricey package, but my goodness, is it a monster of a set. The pick for me, if I had to, is the Neo-noir box set, because it's my kind of movies. I love them. But this is a really great package. So, I would love to know if you know anything about Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains, Distant Thunder, and the Fat Man, the Little Boy, City of Joy. Those are the ones I know the least about, and I would love to know more about them. So please let me know in the comment box below. As always, don't forget you can watch more of my content up here if you wish. Don't forget to hit the like button because I appreciate that. In the comment box below are links to the Patreon membership program where you can support this channel and where you can buy some cool merch if you're interested. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on ManVFilm.